Hello YouTube, my name is Nero. Today we have some Call of Duty Black Ops 3 multiplayer. How long has it been since I made a Black Ops 3 video? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If I sound a bit sleepy in this video, it's because my sleep schedule has been absolutely wrecked over the past week or so. If you guys follow me on Twitter, which I would highly recommend, at NeroTweets, I don't know, man, past couple of days, man, I go to sleep, I can't stay asleep, or I end up sleeping too long, or I have no idea. My schedule is just all over the place. In fact, tonight I woke up at 8 o'clock p.m. at night. I have no idea. It's freaking insane right now. But I want to make this video talking about Call of Duty Black Ops 3 a little bit, because Black Ops 3 is a very interesting... There's an interesting dynamic happening here with Black Ops 3, because for the first time, Call of Duty seems to be supporting an older game, and they're supporting it pretty freaking well. So as most of you know, the Zombies Chronicles DLC is now out for PlayStation 4, and I own a PS4, so do not tempt me to try to purchase that DLC. I am trying to resist the temptation so much because I know I'm going to enjoy it when it comes out for PC. I'm trying to avoid watching gameplay here on YouTube. I did watch Wildcat's live stream that he posted on his YouTube channel, but aside from that, I've been doing my best to avoid everything regarding the DLC. I can't wait to play it, but I would like to play it on my preferred platform for zombies anyway, which is PC, so I'm gonna have to wait a month. So I'm trying my best to avoid it, but I think it's an interesting concept because so many people have been asking, well, Nero, I mean, isn't this taking away development time from Call of Duty 2018? And I definitely think that's a valid argument, and I would like to discuss what Treyarch is doing with Black Ops 3 in this video. So with Black Ops 3, even though the game's life cycle is over, which ended about 6 months ago, they are continuing to add new supply drop weapons. They are having relatively regular double XP and double crypto key weekends. They are having new weekend events and game modes and stuff like that, like the gun game where you can only have DLC weapons, and of course you got double crypto keys for playing in that playlist. You have the community headshot challenge that'll give you new calling cards as well as camos. You have DLC 5, which includes 8 remastered zombies maps, and all of this is coming out 6 months after the game's life cycle is over. Why are they doing this exactly? My hope is that this is something that's coming down from Activision. A lot of things come down from Activision. They kind of tell the developers what it is they're going to be doing. I hope, well, there's like 2 scenarios in my head. Number 1 is that Infinite Warfare / Modern Warfare Remastered are not making as much money as they anticipated, so they're trying to capitalize on the goodwill, I suppose, of Black Ops 3 by continuing to add viable content for that game. That is one possibility. The other possibility that is going around in my head right now is perhaps Activision finally gave the A-OK to start supporting older games a little bit. Call of Duty games are dead in the water. As soon as DLC 4 releases for most Call of Duty games, that's it, right? The developers just kind of check out and they start pre-production on their next Call of Duty game. I've never really liked that system, right? Because it feels like you invest all of your time, all your energy, all your focus into this one Call of Duty game when it comes out. And then once you get like, I don't know, 9 months into the game's life cycle, everything just kind of stops. And everything you did is kind of for naught. You can always go back and play that game, but people don't go back and play the older games as much. They're certainly not being updated anymore. I mean, you look at COD 4 on the PS3, I almost said PS4 out of habit. COD 4 on the PS3, they gave them like a double XP weekend and just forgot to turn it off. It's been double XP for like 10 years now or something. Not 10 years, but more like 7 years or something like that. Like, it's been kind of insane. You look at every other Call of Duty game ever. Once their life cycle is over, that game's pretty much dead in the water. No more updates, no balance updates, no fixes or anything like that. Occasionally, if there's like a big bug or something like that, like a wall breach that was not discovered during the game's life cycle, but is, discovered after the fact, but maybe go back and fix that. Or if people get offended over, a picture frame in a bathroom on Favela, then sometimes they'll go back and fix that, but they're not going to update their game to fix broken mechanics or weapon balance or anything like that. They're just like, you know what, not worth our time. These updates cost a lot of money, and we're not making money from this game anymore, so why are we even going to go ahead and do that? I love the fact that Black Ops 3 is actually continuing to support their game and continuing to give their fans something to play for, because Black Ops 3 was a fantastic game. Say what you want about the movement system, But I would say of all of the advanced movement games, Black Ops 3 was my personal favorite, and the movement was kind of tame as compared to what we see in some of the other ones. I haven't played enough Infinite Warfare to really make a good comparison, but I would say Black Ops 3's movement is pretty tame. The weapon balance is very good. The maps are mostly great, honestly. Dark Matter is a thing. I have Dark Matter. It's a really cool thing to go for, having Dark Matter and all these challenges to do with your weapons, and how Dark Matter actually made that game better by having so many people using so many different weapons instead of hyper we're focusing on just one or two. The Prestige Master levels, those are a thing. I'm level like 200, something like that in Black Ops 3. And then not to mention the PC mod tools, which could potentially extend the shelf life of Black Ops 3 by a decade, right? World at War, at least in the zombies community, was relevant. It still kind of is to this day. I mean, once Black Ops 3 mod tools came out and people started playing custom zombies on Black Ops 3, it kind of changed up the game a little bit. But for the most part, World at War had a giant shelf life in the zombies community because of mod tools. Mod tools are a very big deal. So earlier I talked about pre-production in the Call of Duty series. Now, not much is exactly known about the Call of Duty development cycle. What we do know is that the game developers are always in this constant state of motion. They're always working on something new, always working on their next game, or at least in pre-production for their next game. If what I understand is true, basically as soon as they release their game, like for example Black Ops 3, as soon as Treyarch put that out back in 2015, they immediately started pre-production on whatever they're coming up with for Call of Duty 2018. And like I said, like by the time they're around DLC 4, like that's like towards the end probably of pre-production, and where they're starting to work on like more things. They're like in early development of the game at that point, right? They're always working on it, even though like they're giving us DLC, even though they're patching their game and stuff like that. Like in the background, they're working on their next Call of Duty game. And in a recent interview with Polygon, Activision CEO Eric Hirschberg revealed that the idea for Call of Duty World War II actually came from him and his team. Basically, Eric has like this team that is like one step above in the Activision pyramid, above the Call of Duty developers, right? They basically went to Sledgehammer Games and they pitched the idea for Call of Duty World War II. And then, of course, Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield were very excited for that idea, and thus Call of Duty World War II started being developed. I wonder what, if anything, did Activision pitch to Treyarch? I feel as though Treyarch they're like the senior studio, right? I mean, of the original teams, they're as old school as it gets. Like, Infinity Ward obviously is more old school, but the original Infinity Ward team basically all left during Modern Warfare 2. Therefore, Treyarch is like the old guard of the Call of Duty developers, right? I can see why they would like give a lot of like restrictions and stuff like that to Sledgehammer Games, or maybe try and guide them down the right path, whereas with Treyarch, maybe they give them more creative liberty. But I wonder, what game does Treyarch have planned for 2018? If Activision did give them a pitch, I mean, Activision at the time, when they pitched Call of Duty World War II to Sledgehammer Games, they knew that Black Ops 3 was going to be a thing, they knew Modern Warfare Remastered was going to be a thing, and they knew that Infinite Warfare was going to be a thing. They knew that we were going to have all these games, so they're like, you know what? That's a lot of futuristic stuff. Let's make it so the game after that is going to be World War II. I wonder if they went to Treyarch soon after, and then were like, you know what? I see you guys are working on Black Ops 3. Fine and dandy, you're doing a great job. But I'm just saying, cut the jetpack crap out for the next game. I wonder if they actually went and said anything like that. And I also have to wonder, and this is something that a lot of people are talking about, it's what sort of game are they making, Treyarch, that is going to be released in a year and a half that gives them time to take a bunch of time off to recreate 8 zombies maps from the ground up, including voice acting and everything else. Like, that's a lot of development time, which is why it costs so much. What exactly are they making for COD 2018 that gives them all this time right in the middle of the game's development cycle to just be like, you know what, let's take a break and let's work on this on the side? Like, I have no idea. Perhaps this has been worked on for a very long time. I don't know. I'm sure there's an answer out there, and I'd love to hear it down there in the comments. I'm not like trying to accuse, Treyarch of anything. I'm just genuinely confused because this is something we don't see very often. It's certainly not something we see in the Call of Duty series. So I'm very interested to see if you guys have any answers or explanations for that. But overall, I'm very happy with the continued support of Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and honestly, I hope this is a trend going forward. There's a lot of speculation going around that they're going to be supporting Modern Warfare Remastered for multiple years, perhaps adding Modern Warfare 2 related stuff into the game. Perhaps they actually support Infinite Warfare. I'm not the biggest fan personally, but I know millions of people are. I know millions of people like Infinite Warfare. So to say that they should not work on their game, and support it post life cycle, shall we call it, makes no sense, right? They should support Infinite Warfare. They should continue to add stuff to that game. I mean, when I say add stuff, they're probably just going to be adding supply drop stuff, but continuing to give double XP, what are those things called? Salvage? I think it's called salvage in that game. I'm messing up all the microcurrencies in the Call of Duty series. There's so freaking much at this point. But yeah, I like what they're doing, and that was the focus of this video. I wanted to give you guys a nice discussion. Again, sorry if it wasn't exactly cohesive. Very tired over the past couple of days. Sleep schedule has been an absolute mess. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.